In this week's Stolen Time, regrets. I made a list because I realized that something that happens in all of these stolen times is that I say first of all, and then there's never a second of all or a third of all or any of alls afterwards. And I must do that in life too, which is annoying, but not major, but I'm going to work on it. So I made a list. I wrote it down with a green sparkly pen that my friend gave me, and it's just changed my life. My family cat died yesterday, and we've had her for 17 years. I loved her most. And I couldn't see her because of COVID. So that's my first, I know that's crazy to say, but that's my first COVID death or COVID impacted death that, thank God, I'm so lucky that it's my cat, that has been impacted, the first death that has been impacted by COVID, because I wasn't able to see her because the major reason is that I don't have a fucking driver's license. So that's regret number one. This is not life regret. This is regrets around the baby. I had intended to get a driver's license before he came out. And of course that didn't happen because I procrastinated or I was busy setting up the house or something. And now in this day and age, I'm like, why the fuck don't I know how to fucking drive? So I wasn't able to rent a car with the baby to take him. And I realized how just like the responsibility of this other life is like, should know how to drive. Should know how to fucking drive, because if it's not for you, for him or her, it, they, them, should know how to fucking drive. So biggest regret in life relating to baby is not knowing how to drive. So I wasn't able to take the little baby with me in a car to go and see the dying cat. And I also can't take the little baby in a car to the fucking countryside. I wish I'd learned to drive. Okay, now in terms of actual motherhood, it's been 7 months. Officially, the baby's 7 months old. Not little. 7 months old. That's like, when they say it goes by fast, it goes by fast, guys. It goes by fast. Like, so it's like I was just scrolling through old pictures, and first of all, I was like, he wasn't that attractive when he came out, which was, we won't repeat that, but I was like, what? I thought he was like the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, and now I'm like, he's cuter now. I hate to say it, I'm sure he was where he was like, this is blasphemy, I should just stop it. Okay, so it's been 7 months, a lot has happened. Things I wish I had done differently that perhaps people who have not had a baby come out yet can apply. I swear to God, this is a big deal. Except that I think not many people are as idiotic as I was, so I don't think many people will fall into these holes that I fell into. Not giving the bottle. Idiocy. The baby cannot take a bottle, right? I experimented with maybe 7 different bottles. He refuses to drink from a fucking baby bottle where I could be like pounding tons of my milk, formula, whatever. He would have gotten used to it. It's too fucking late now. I've tried. He's like, what are you doing? He like practically plays with it and is like, what is this? What are you talking about? Meanwhile, mugs, tea, he's bananas about, give me a mug, give me a tea. He wants to drink from any mug, and of course half of the things spill all over him. So it's practically a lost cause, I think, at this point, that he's gonna take a bottle. And so the only way is this way, and I imagine that's going to make weaning, which means I think when you want them to stop eating, from the boob more difficult, I guess, because I won't be able to be like, remember there's this same brother that you've been enjoying all these months? The sibling of the boob is the bottle. No, there's no such fucking representation meaning for him. So I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna handle that. Then, belly down napping. Okay, I know that there's like the whole fear of SIDS around babies facing down to sleep at night, and I completely understand. I'm certainly not advocating for it, but all of us grew up sleeping fucking belly down and butt in the air. We all did. So what I understand, which is just a recent understanding, is that there's this thing called tummy time. None of us did fucking tummy time. We just somehow ended up on our tummy. Like, why? Because we were accustomed to be on our tummies while sleeping, while blah blah. Being on the tummies was not a big deal. But why there's now this prescribed tummy time by pediatricians is because of the shift from the SIDS response to not being allowed to sleep on the stomach. What that means is that babies hate being on their tummies. And we did not, guys. We did not hate being on our tummies. We were fine with it. And in fact, scrolling through the pictures, I saw that in the very beginning, I casually was putting him down on his tummy just like while I was there. He didn't hate it at all. And I distinctly remember him napping right near me on his tummy. He didn't hate it at all. God, he's not going to nap on his tummy now or sleep on his tummy like for a while, because he has this total discomfort with being on his stomach. So I wish that what I had done was, if I can keep an eye on him, which I can, is napping with belly down. I wish that I'd done that, because then you don't need to swaddle them. The swaddling thing is because they have the reflex that is from when we were primates. It's so sweet. I think I may have talked about this. It's the reflex to like grip onto the fur of the mummy when you think you're falling. So that's why their little feet are curled in, and why their hands are like, they're always like startled. It's a startle reflex to do that. Moral reflex. So if I had put him belly down, that reflex is gone. You don't need to swaddle them, and then they're used to being on their tummies. And I think there can be a happy balance where you're watching them the entire time that they're not being on their stomachs, the way we grew up. And at night, you put them on their backs because you're not good. Hopefully, you'll be managing to be sleeping. So I wish that I'd done a little bit of belly down napping, because I think that this tummy time nonsense, which I think is a little bit of nonsense, would be very different as an experience. Okay. This is major. Okay. The little baby's now attached to this lovey. Okay, if you don't know, a lovey is a piece of cloth like this, a little piece of cloth. So usually they have like a little bunny or whatever, and the baby becomes attached. It's like a little like, oh, yay, I'm crying, but I have my little thing to make me feel better. And it doesn't have to be you, the person. Now, it's a little stuffed animal. They call it a lovey. And you can kind of, I believe, like a friend of mine told me, you never know what they're going to pick. From my limited experience, you make it what they're going to pick. So like you kind of dictate what it is that they're going to become attached to, because like when I started breastfeeding him recently, I've been like, and here's the little lovey. So you kind of cuddle them with the little animal or the whatever. And eventually, like now he sees and he like smiles. I mean, it works. It's crazy, but it totally works. So I picked one that like had great reviews, that looked like, it was like beige, it was like very nice, it was like a little bunny. I was like, I could live with this for years, right? It's polyester. And that baby basically digs his face into it. He's rubbing up all over it. He's like, nuzzling at night. He's like crazy over it. And it's like polyester. Why didn't I pick an organic lovey? An organic, nice cloth that this baby's going to be attached to forever. Wish I had done that. Now, like, I bought actually, like, in a panic, I bought like 4 different ones, and I'm like, what are these? Not that they arrived from Amazon, a month later during COVID. I'm like, what are these doing here? Like, I'm not going to switch the thing he loves. Like, I just should have done it differently. So I'm upset with myself about it. Then, White noise. Okay, so the white noise works in the sense that we can somewhat make noise and he's like in his little bubble of a white noise environment. But there are people who don't do that at all, who just like have the baby get used to sleeping in the home where wish I'd done that. I wish I'd done that. I don't know if that means that they wouldn't be startled with loud noises. I'm not sure, but I just feel like the dependence on the white noise is annoying, and we didn't grow up with white noise and we're fine. So I'm like, what? I don't know. This feels like a mistake. I'm not sure about this being a regret, but it's a regret that maybe I didn't look into it, or that I didn't try it without first, maybe. The swaddle is another regret. I understand that in the first 3 months it's like the womb, but then you have to transition out of the swaddle, which is the whole thing. And I'm not sure. I think there's just like pros and cons there. Like there's still swaddling. I don't even want. It's like it's almost like imprisoning a human being at this point. There's still swaddling going on with this little baby during naps. The reason is so that he can keep the suck. I don't want to go into it because I'm embarrassed, but the point is, like, transitioning out of it can be a whole thing, and so then you've like started something that then you have to get out of. It's like, and it's very band-aid solution. So those are my top regrets that I hope that other people can learn from more. But I also, if I had heard this, I probably would have done them anyway. So anyways, thank you for letting me steal your time. I hope everyone is safe. Of course, not everyone is safe, but I hope that people are doing generally well. My 5 viewers, you know who you are. And hit the bell icon to get notified when I release another episode, and subscribe. Thanks so much.